Warning, this video is intended for adult collectors. It contains plastic collectibles, questionable opinions, and someone who knows a lot about Japanese spandex. Incoming random review in 3, 2, 1.
I think I'm going to continue with the Bumblebee movie series of Studio Series Transformers for a little bit still. And to continue that trend, we are going to be talking about Brawn, who in the original photos when we first got a look at this wave was the one I was most interested in because he looks the most, well, interesting. At the very least, he looks the most unique. So, if we're going to take a look at that vehicle mode. Oh, this is just fun. This is just fun. I love just like how round it is. Considering like how boxy his G1 alt mode is, like I really kind of dig just how round the shapes are around the front end, especially here in like the front canopy. Now I've heard it compared to a lot of things. There's I've seen the comparisons, but for the most part, like it's just this fun little round tank of a vehicle, and I really like the stylings to it. So as you can see, mustard yellow plastic and some military greens throughout to create the signature Brawn colors. Back wheels have green paint around the rim. Again, nice to see painted rims. While the front wheels are buried, giving it a little bit more of a like an armored look to the front end. You can see the grille as well, sculpted in, very nice. A little bit more gunmetal gray up here, and then translucent, kind of smoky plastic for this whole section. Now, the arms are pegged into that clear plastic, which is a slight concern, but it's not like load-bearing or anything. The clear plastic in here actually seems to be the kind I actually don't mind. It's an insert that's just attached in. Much better, much better. Like, this doesn't have like a failing point that's going to concern me someday. He does create a few little gaps here. He's not like the most solid vehicle mode I have ever seen, but there's just something about it that's just like plain charming, isn't there? It's just such a unique little like cross between some kind of like tank and like Tomorrowland Disney World kind of vehicle you drive around in. Something along there. We'll take the gun off, which will give you even more. There's this pit in the top where you can just see the robot mode, head ducked down in there like a turtle. This is a little bit okay. This I think could have been done better. I feel like there could have been some way of covering that gap, or at least making light of it. I feel like something should be sitting in there and using this as like a mounted turret. Like, doesn't that feel appropriate? There's a one time where I will not only say that this is an option, but I kind of think this is a requirement in this mode, because not only does it cover up that gap, but it also does give it some semblance of what the purpose of the vehicle is. Otherwise, it's just kind of a tanky. It's like, I don't know. It's like you converted a Volkswagen into a tank. Like, I just keep making these weird comparisons, but no, it's charming if anything. Like, I dig it. Roll? Yes. Why, yes, it does. Though I'm noticing on mine, one of the front wheels is not quite rolling, but it's still moving, so we'll give it credit. Now, we have this little spot on the underside, this little 5mm port, with which we can plug this in and then rotate up, and our charming little vehicle now becomes a little drill tank. Again, I love this. I love the options. I love the play options between, like, you can just have this like weird little armored buggy. You can have a drill tank. You can have this like mobile gunnery. Like, this has a fun, like, I dig the options here. And I like the attention the team gave to actually have the grill as an option. Where, like, yeah, I just don't feel like a drill tank look. Okay, so give me the grill. Where they could have easily just stuck a 5mm port in the front and just called it a day. No, they actually went the extra mile to clean it up, and it's a very nice touch. I actually really, really like how that works. All right, so that's the vehicle mode. Vehicle mode is cute, if anything, and very comparable. So transformation on him, not thrilling, but not offensive. We'll undo the sides here and rotate this down. Move those up to the front, and then we are going to fold all of this in and then flip that back to create the foot. Do that again on the other side. Nice little rotation there. Alright, so that's the lower half. Upper half, pretty easy. We're going to unpeg the arms from the windshield. Move them out like so. Wheels get tucked in. Head pops out. And then just close up the back to create his big body torso. Rotate the waist around and then just reposition the arms. And that's going to give you your Studio Series Bumblebee Brawn in the robot mode. Fairly simple and quick transformation. I do like a couple of the tricks to it. That said, yeah, pretty simple here. I do like, in particular, the leg is a neat trick, but more than that, there's just something like super satisfying about like this, because this is like, look at that, like that's like more than a third of the vehicle and robot, and so to just like there's just something about like clamping it all down and getting this like perfectly formed and seamless body, really, really neat. Like I actually kind of dig that. So in the robot mode, you've got quite a, of course, it's Brawn. We've adapted a mini bot into a deluxe, so of course he is going to be a bit smaller. If I bring in Ratchet, you can see he is quite a bit smaller. We are going the Marvel Legends route with Transformers the last few years, where we are selling based on the character rather than the size. So, someone like a Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four can be sold in the same wave as the Thing, who is huge. They did explain recently that that is a weight thing. So, like, if one figure is heavier, then another figure has to be lighter. Or actually inverse. If they do a smaller character like this as part of the wave, they can get away with making someone a little bit beefier and bigger. So I kind of like that idea that, if we're getting a mini bot, we're paying a, deluxe price point for something that's this much smaller. At the very least, it means something else that we've gotten can compensate for that. It's a minor thing, admittedly, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying the prices are good right now or that it's justified. I'm just saying there's reasons that I can understand. I hate the prices too, trust me. All right, let's take a look at the robot mode head. Now, he's got a little bit too much movie detailing here for me. Like, this gets kind of hard to make out areas of his face. Though, I guess me playing with the focus at the same time does not help with that. I've seen the comparisons. I've seen the digibashes. Yes, it is a very easy Doom Marine. Or a Doom guy, if you prefer. A Doom Slayer. Whatever you want to call him. Yeah, he can make that fairly easily. A little squat version of the Juggernaut I've seen too. This is like ripe for customizers to just have goofy little fun with. So yeah, all around, just everyone, like, there's easy ways to have fun with this toy. So, as you saw in the vehicle mode, he does have quite a bit of a charm to him and quite a bit of accessory. So, if I put the rifle back in, the rifle is absolutely huge for him, but it's Brawn, so you have no doubt that he can fully handle that. And then we do have the drill accessory as well. Now, there aren't really any 5mm ports on him to take advantage of, outside of his hands. There is one at the tip of his gun, so if I just want some super long drill, I can do that. Or I can take advantage of the 3mm posts, and we can give him that as well. A little bit of play option. Yes, it's not the most practical looking of devices, but hey, it's there if you want to play. So I completely kind of skipped over the deco, but you can mostly see the deco. I pointed out for the sake of those who just want it pointed out just for the sake of completion, and I've got a few colorblind viewers too, so I just want to make sure the color layout is correct in everyone's imagination. The feet got the mustard yellow and a little bit of gunmetal gray to form the toes. Moving up, lots more silver on the inside of the leg in order to create that metallic look on the inside of his guts. The paint here at the sides, I really, really like that they added that tech greeble in. So it looks like all of his mechanics are exposed a little bit. Not to like a Bayformer movie aesthetics level, but enough to just make him a little bit more interesting. And silver along the side as well. A little bit of green here at the top too, just to bring that color in a little bit more. Tech greeble here at the neck too. So like the yellow really does come across like a shell of armor around this stocky little robot. Always nice when they like throw in like little three-dimensional details like that. So, articulation wise, the head does rotate 360. No real up and down on this one though. Ball jointed shoulders, because this is Studio Series. They still get away with ball joints. Bicep rotation works. It does get hindered by the shape of the shoulder armor a little bit, but not terrible amount. It's just not like a full 360. Double jointed elbow though, so you can get plenty of movement out of that, as well as a wrist swivel. So while he lacks in complexity of transformation, he makes up for in complexity of articulation. Waist rotation works pretty well. Universal hips. They are a little bit hindered by that wheel hanging off of his hip, but it is Brawn. I'm not expecting flying kicks out of him. Thigh rotation is just above the knee, as well as a deep knee bend. Really like to see the knee go beyond 90. Ankle tilt, of course. Nothing really useful in the foot though. So good amount of articulation to him. Good amount of articulation. He is a stock powerhouse of a character, so he does have plenty of articulation for forming such poses, and as we have already stated, quite a bit going on as far as playability factor. If you want, just in case, we turn him around to the back, and we will see that there is another 3mm post on him, so good enough to either store one of the weapons, if you so choose. You can also mount that as well. You just have like a blitzwing thing going with a big cannon hanging up over his back. There's also a peg on the side as well, so you can attach it like that as well. Doesn't quite look that natural in that way. So the option's there though, just so you know what you got going. So that's going to do it for Studio Series Bumblebee Brawn. Very fun little charming figure. I think charming is the word that I would go for the most. I like his little play features with his weapons. The vehicle mode is just simply just like fun. It's cute, but it's also kind of serious. It's a fun little mix. Like, it's a really interesting aesthetic that the vehicle mode hits. Just all around, like, the word is charming. He just has like a little like special X factor to him that goes beyond his little size and simple transformation. He's a fun figure, and again, I absolutely do recommend it if you're okay spending more for a smaller toy. I know that's a sticking point for some people, but I still think he's good. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.